My wife was cheating with her coworker and thought it was a secret, but I was always watching. Then gave her a gift she'll never forget. My wife cheated, and as I'm divorcing her, her life spirals downward while I rebuild myself and focus on our kids. Hi, everyone. Here's the short version. We were together for 13 years, married for 9, and have 2 kids, aged 6 and 3. My wife cheated twice with a coworker and confessed. I had no clue something was going on. I did the pick-me dance for 2 months and caught evidence of her going back for a 3rd time one day after Father's Day. I confronted her, terminated the relationship, and lawyered up. Now we're discussing an agreement. Here's my situation. I'm a freelance technician for audiovisual work, TV, corporate events, concerts, comedy shows, and fashion. My schedule is very messy. We've been separated for 1 month, and I've had a hard time staying in no contact. Tonight, I broke no contact because I came back from my parents' place, which is 300 kilometers away. I took some time with my kids. We still share the same apartment, though when she's here, I leave, and she does too, except when I really can't. While unpacking my kids' things, I couldn't refrain from asking how things are going with her affair partner. Not very smart, is it? Well, she didn't look good. She's lost a lot of weight, and so have I. Here's the news, the company she's working for is going bankrupt, so she's found another job somewhere else, but with €3,000 less a year in pay. Apparently, she's not with the affair partner anymore because he betrayed her and told a lot of people. Now she can't work in her field because she's labeled with a bad reputation, and it's a small world. Her friends won't talk to her now, at least for a bit, because she hasn't been a good friend lately. She smokes 2 packs a day. Her brother won't talk to her for some time because she borrowed money for the holidays. I'm not paying anymore, except she said it was for the holidays, but she lied to him. She needed money to give me back the €2,000 she stole from a savings account I had asked her to invest in, which came from some of my parents' money. She's made a Tinder account, which is none of my business, and says now she can really be herself. Every detail was narrated while crying. I feel stuck in a maze. For custody, I want to make it 50-50, but my job makes that difficult to work out. She wants full custody of the kids, with me having free visiting rights whenever I want, because, according to her, she has ruined her life and wants to take care of the kids since they're all she has left. I feel like she's lost her mind. I'm scared that I'm going to either have to work all the time to pay for child support or pay for someone to come home when I can't. My parents and brother are far away, and I can't ask them to come every 2 weeks, even for a day or 2. I really want to raise my children. The situation is really stressful right now. I'm on anxiolytics to help me sleep and shut down my brain. I run 3 times a week, eat as healthy as I can, and have lost 14 kilograms in 3 months. I vent with friends and family. I know she's throwing self-pity at me, and she doesn't even want the relationship back, and I wouldn't either, but this is hard. I'm scared for the kids. I know she's been a good mom so far, even though we have different views on education. I feel stuck in a loop. The amount of stress is overwhelming. Thanks for any advice. Here's some advice. You're still thinking of her as your wife and partner, which is why you're having a hard time making the right decision. You should not care about her emotional, manipulative nonsense. Consult with your lawyer and reach out to friends and family so you can get a more objective perspective on what would be the proper course of action for you and your kids. Her issues are for her to deal with at this point, not your circus, not your monkeys. I know it's hard because one can't just turn off their feelings for a person who once had an important role in their life, but the marriage is over, and she did a lot of damage to cause that ending. As such, you must establish proper boundaries and prioritize your interests and what's best for your kids. She sounds like she's not remotely stable enough to even be considered for 50-50 custody, much less full custody. She's clearly out of her mind. A good mom doesn't smoke 2 packs a day around her children. She's spiraling. Tell her she can be better than this. Have her start walking a lot, see a doctor for a checkup, and save herself from self-destruction. It's in your best interest to help her for the sake of your kids. Isn't it better to divorce her when she has a job? Maybe tell the attorney to pause the process for now. Tell her, get your life and health on track, and I'll divorce you as soon as possible. Nothing says coping like 2 packs a day. The level of commitment to self-destruction here is truly commendable. 2 packs a day, that's dedication. Isn't it delightful how she's managed to alienate not only her husband but also her friends with her impressive display of poor decision-making skills? The no-contact rule, a move as timeless as it is ineffective, is like trying to resist the allure of a freshly baked pie cooling on the windowsill. You know you shouldn't, but temptation gets the best of you. As the comments say, let go of the illusion of partnership and embrace the clarity of independence. After all, Why waste precious brain cells deciphering her manipulative nonsense when you could be planning your glorious escape from the circus of her making? Today, she's gone with our kids for her week of holidays. The first discovery day was April 24th, when she confessed to the affair. I did the pick-me dance and tried to fix things. The second discovery day was June 21st, when she cheated again, and I discovered it. I asked for a divorce. We've been married for 9 years, have 2 kids aged 6 and 3, and own an apartment we can't sell for another year and a half. We've been separated for 1 month. We alternate staying in the apartment and can't do much before the divorce is official. Today hurts like hell. I'm a 37-year-old male, left alone in our apartment, and she's a 35-year-old female, gone on her week of holidays. We were supposed to go together this time of year, summer holidays, riding bikes, going to the beach, playing with the kids. I feel devastated, and it feels so unreal. I went to my individual counselor, did some paperwork, and went for a walk. Tonight, I'll be eating with a friend at a restaurant, and I tried to fill my weekend agenda, but I have too much time alone. Everyone is on vacation. On Monday, I'm going to my parents in Normandy. I feel like I'm regressing into a child who wants to cry to his mom, but I'm looking forward to it. It hurts, it really does. I've got so much cognitive dissonance right now that I've even considered what if she wants me back. We texted yesterday. I know I shouldn't. She's not with the affair partner anymore. He played her. She's terrified of going alone for a week with our kids in a mobile home in the south of France, but I guess these are the consequences. I have the second week with my kids, and thank God my parents and niece will be with me. I can't wrap my head around what's going on. I mean, I fully understand what's at play here, but I'm doing what's recommended, reading Chump Lady's book and blog, going to individual counseling, exercising, eating healthy, surrounding myself with love from friends and family, and talking openly about it. I cry, though I haven't journaled yet, but I will. I feel like I've told the story a million times, and yet it's still not understandable. I try to call my friends and family whenever I feel despair. Sometimes I don't even know what to say, I just don't want to be alone. I had everything, we had everything. I went through my hate and anger phase at the beginning, but now it's just sadness, despair, a void. The good news is I still manage to get up, wash, shave, take care of my kids, put on some perfume, dress nicely, and work. I'm a sound engineer and audiovisual, passionate about music, a drummer who plays guitar and bass. I love cinema, series, concerts, and people. I have no connection to any of these things at the moment. I have zero libido, which is cruel because I'm the kind who likes to eat, sleep, enjoy good times, and have sex. What's left for an epicure right now? I can still joke a bit. I don't know why I'm writing this. I'm tired and lost. I will get through this, but wow, I've never been hurt like this in my entire life. Your ex-wife's off gallivanting on holiday while you're left to wrestle with the ghosts of marital bliss trapped in your oh-so-empty apartment. The joys of separation. But hey, at least you're ticking all the boxes of post-breakup self-care, therapy, exercise, healthy eating, and crying on cue. Let's not forget the obligatory spiral into what-if territory, because nothing says progress like revisiting the same mental hamster wheel over and over again, right? Just keep on trucking, keep on grooving, and remember, the only way out is through. Hi, everyone. I've been posting 2 to 3 times here, and I appreciate all the advice I've been given. Tonight, I feel like writing to the community to share. It's also therapeutic. I'm a 37-year-old French male, betrayed by a 35-year-old female. We have 2 kids, 3 and 6 years old, and the divorce is ongoing. You can read my previous posts for more details. I'm returning from holidays with my kids tomorrow, and I'm dreading coming home and having to see her face after 2 weeks, as we share the same apartment for now. I should use the following for stand-up comedy. This week, I had an absurd phone call with her about her cat. She left for the first week of holidays with our kids. I didn't want to be alone and went to my parents in Normandy. Our neighbor fed the cat while we were away. I managed with the neighbor when I left, but she didn't when she came back. I don't know her holiday schedule, so she got woken up by the neighbor at 10 in the morning entering the apartment. This makes me smile, and somehow it's my fault. So, she took advantage of this to blame me again about the end of our marriage. The charm-pity-rage cycle is spot on. She's convinced herself that I'm spying on her phone, rolling my eyes. A friend of mine who checks on me regularly told me she's my best therapist, and he's not wrong. I've made progress because I could hear all the blame shifting, and it didn't guilt me. I was able to just reply, I know my wrongs in the relationship. I'm not sure you know yours, and anyway, it doesn't justify what you've put me through. When she insisted, I just hung up on her. But it made me think of all the things I did for her and for us as a family. When we started dating, I was in a do-it-yourself punk band, touring Europe and mostly the UK. I had no money. Her parents are divorced but wealthy on both sides. She's Jewish, I'm not. I was raised Catholic but turned agnostic. I was never accepted by her parents because, in their eyes, a middle-class punk rocker isn't a career, and I'm not Jewish. But for 13 years, I sat at every Seder, every Passover, every Hanukkah. I gave my children her name, and I also took her name for various reasons. I agreed to circumcise my son. I took crap behind my back, and she never had my back in front of them or when I wasn't there. But still, I showed up for her at first and for the kids after. When the kids came into our lives, her parents didn't like me standing my ground about education. On her mother's side, I felt judged all the time. Her stepfather is a nightmare. He judged me and maybe pushed me into depression while I was retraining as a sound engineer because I wasn't following the career path he had in mind for me. I spent 2 months working in the apartment we bought together with my father, taking down walls, redesigning the place, and decorating it. She hasn't even hung one picture frame on any wall. I always had intentions for her. Often, I'd buy her small things, nothing big, maybe a cookie on the way home or a book I thought she'd love. On Fridays, when I wasn't working, I'd go to the next city's Jewish bakery to buy challah and traditional Jewish meals so we could do Shabbat as a family. I never wanted to convert, I'm just very interested in and curious about traditions and religions. When I did all those things, it felt normal, like I did them without expecting anything in return. I know what you might think, codependent. I don't know, is that what it was? I didn't feel codependent, as I kept playing in bands, far less since having kids, and had a life of my own. Too many red flags. I wanted to feel accepted by her family, that's for sure. It felt like I was these last 2 to 3 years, but deep down, I know I never would have been. I just loved her for 13 years, even through the ups and downs. So, tonight, I didn't want to vent but to write down my story for myself, for anyone who cares, and not to point out what I did wrong but more everything I did right. I try to focus on this. My mother told me while I was crying, she doesn't deserve you. Hell no, she doesn't deserve me. Thanks for reading. The classic tale of ignoring red flags like they're mere suggestions instead of glaring warnings. It's like driving straight into a tornado while whistling a happy tune, pretending the storm clouds aren't looming overhead. But who has time to notice warning signs when you're busy playing the role of supportive partner, right? From awkward family dinners to judgmental in-laws, you've weathered more storms than a seasoned sailor on the high seas. Let's not forget the delightful stepfather who moonlights as a professional joy killer, because nothing says welcome to the family like a healthy dose of judgment and passive-aggressive commentary. You may have been blinded by love for 13 long years, but even the most resilient rose-colored glasses can't hide the truth forever. Here's to acknowledging your own worth and realizing that sometimes the hardest battles are the ones we fight within ourselves. As the title says, I found a place to live. It has enough space for me and my kids. It's not near the schools, but it's manageable. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also torn. I have a few days ahead of me to pack things and get out of here. I'm moving next Sunday. It's heart-wrenching to pack. I cried uncontrollably 3 times today. No contact was darn hard, as we've been living in the same apartment, taking turns. But we met. There was one day when she was sad, called me, said she's sorry, etc. She wasn't with the affair partner anymore, so I got to experience the false remorse again. Then, 3 days later, she asked if she could hold me in her arms. She said if I wanted to sleep with her for my own pleasure, I could. I can't even take care of myself, so that didn't help. What the heck? It was so hard to walk out after hearing all this, but I did. I'm proud of myself for reaching out to friends and family, keeping my head fairly straight with ups and downs, staying away from alcohol and other things, and taking care of my kids, even though that part is hard. I know how to take care of them, I always have. I had some time alone with them prior to this, but it's hard to do it knowing that this is my new reality, and it will be forever like this while heartbroken. I'm keeping my exercise and healthy eating routine. I've lost 17 kilograms now. I need to reinforce those butt cheeks because I've lost weight fast. Listening to podcasts helped, and I managed to watch Ted Lasso without her 2 days ago and spent 3 hours not thinking too much about all of this. But I'm struggling with no contact. I know, it's poison. Why do I keep talking to her sometimes? I had to call my cousin one night after her sadness. I was quite back in the bargaining stage, and I knew it, and it didn't help. I asked him, dude, she's coming tonight. I need you to slap my face, bring me back to reality, and keep me from talking to her. She's such a devil in disguise. Elvis Presley's voice. My mind still cannot process this. I'm just not there yet. Anyway, I'm moving. This will help. I'm overwhelmed by how much I have to do because I know she won't. Changing contracts for electricity, internet. I have to deal with both my new apartment and the old one while packing and taking care of the kids in the mornings and evenings next week. Let's take a moment to appreciate the absurdity of trying to maintain no contact while sharing an apartment. It's like trying to avoid stepping on Lego pieces in a room filled with nothing but Lego pieces. Talk about a Herculean task. Then there's the tempting offer of physical reconciliation. Moving out of the lion's den and into your own den of solitude sounds like a recipe for adventure, doesn't it? Hi, everyone. Out of the blue, I just want to share my progress. I'm sorry I can't do short posts, as writing here is therapeutic. You can read my post history, but in the end, it's just a typical chump story. I'm not minimizing it, it's just that I feel better about it now. This community has been such a great help. I'm very thankful for the people who take the time to give advice, the people who reach out to share their stories so we don't feel alone in this. From the first time I posted here, I deleted my post because I wasn't ready to hear the truth. After the second discovery day, that changed. I'm roughly 6 months post the first discovery day, 4 months post the second discovery day, and my morale has improved so much, day and night. I moved out of the apartment we bought. She stayed. It was part of an agreement that suited me. I was very bitter about moving out, having been chumped and all, but it was the best thing that could have happened to me. After my second visit to apartments near France, I'm freelance, I was desperate. Crappy places, too small, or so expensive, no room for my kids. Then I took a shot at another one, not very convinced, and I found exactly the right spot. It's a place to retreat, a place to heal. It's quiet, not so expensive, and I have a decent room for my kids, and they are happy. I'm starting to enjoy being the captain of my own ship. I cook whatever I want. I take time to cook proper meals most of the time, just cooked myself a nice green curry with chicken and vegetables. My relationship with my kids has improved. I get to be the good cop for once. When I'm working, I don't feel guilty for not being home, and I take time to grab a beer with my colleagues. I keep doing my exercise routine and feeling good about my body for the first time in 20 years. We co-parent okay. I impose and respect my boundaries with her now. She called last week at 10:30 at night to talk about the kids. I politely told her never to call me at this hour unless it's an emergency. I'm home, not thinking about her. I've had ups and downs, but I feel the downs are less frequent. I don't think too much about the affair anymore. It pops up sometimes, but it's very manageable. I've used every means of getting better, took every piece of advice, therapy, friends, family, exercise, journaling, getting the feelings out, getting up in the mornings, going to work, focusing. I've read the books, listened to the podcasts, and talked about it openly to anyone in my first, second, and sometimes third circle who's interested in knowing the details of what happened. They've all been very helpful. I'm still doing a lot of it, but now I can also spend time not talking about it. I'm starting to enjoy life again. The next step is getting back to playing music in a band. I'm off Xanax since 4 weeks ago, and I sleep very well. I'm not there yet, of course, but man, do I feel relieved that the light at the end of the tunnel people talk about in this community is getting brighter and brighter, relieved that the pain has deflated. I cracked open my head last week and ended up in the hospital. Nothing really serious. I just walked into a tow truck parked on the side of the road. I wasn't looking up. The pain was brutal, it bled a lot, and the people took care of me. They stitched me up. I got home and cried a lot that day, never felt so alone. The wound was fresh. Day after day, it got better, and today it just itches. I know there will be a day when what happened these last few months will be a scar. Today, it still itches very much, but when that day comes, I'll look at it and be thankful to the people who got me through this. I'm proud of myself, stronger for it. I drove myself to the hospital, and the nurse took care of me. This is what people do here, and what friends and family are for. Reach out. Thanks for reading. Looking back at those dark times, it's crazy how well I feel now. I ran the half marathon in Paris and finished 7 minutes earlier than expected. A lot of emotion that day. Thank you, cheater. I got my social life back. Thank you, cheater. I'm starting new music projects. Thank you, cheater. I don't have to deal with my in-laws and put on a happy face. Thank you, cheater. I met a cool woman, independent, sane, mature. It's still in the early stages, but it feels great. Only green flags so far, no drama. Thank you, cheater. Therapy has been tremendously helpful. We don't really talk about the discovery days anymore. Now we're focusing on me, and it feels good to realize that the affair didn't define me. I haven't developed trust issues, thanks to therapy and the people around me. Still no contact with the ex. The last time I saw her was at my kid's first therapy session. I can see she's putting on an I'm okay mask. She cries every time I bring up an issue regarding the divorce, though. She can't manage money. She actually has to work now at her new job, and the boss isn't her father-in-law, so the work schedule is heavier. She doesn't get to see much of the kids because of the hours at the office. I'm sure she still sees the affair partner or other people, but I know her, she rug sweeps a lot. I'm not really interested in karma anymore because I'm so happy with my life now that I don't care. But I know it'll backfire at some point. I just hope the kids won't be too affected when it happens. In 1 month, I'll be officially divorced, and I'm looking forward to it. I finally feel like I'm out of the tunnel. No more crying over my old life or her. I don't miss her. I just feel sorry for my kids because it's been hard on them. Anyway, thanks for reading, and for everyone in the early stages of grief, shock, and the crap storm, put in the work, take your time to grieve, feel everything, and it will be okay. From running marathons to dodging emotional landmines, you've truly mastered the art of turning tragedy into triumph. Who knew a cheating ex could be the catalyst for a whole new lease on life? Talk about silver linings in the cloud of marital betrayal. Here's to scars that itch and wounds that heal, both literal and metaphorical, because in the end, it's not about the pain we endure but the strength we gain from overcoming it. Keep on running, keep on thriving, and remember, when life throws tow trucks your way, just duck and weave like a champ. Cheers to that. What do you think? Have you ever been in the same boat?